Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, everyone. Good to see you here. Paul Tranny, got the wonderful Shanti Sparrow right next to me.
Hi,
Shanti.
Thanks for joining us for day 2, everyone.
Yes, definitely. Thank you. Shanti, thank you for joining us. It was amazing yesterday. Thank you, Caroline, and everybody who's saying hello in chat. Appreciate it. Viola, Valder, Brittany, who says, I loved part 1 yesterday. I definitely think so. Like, bookmark that, do what you need to. And that would be awesome. And it's fun that we get the continuation of it.
Yeah.
Today. How you feeling today, Shanti? How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm actually going to let people know that I have a 5-month puppy running around my feet. So at some point she may jump up and say hi. I'll let you know she's here. So that can be an exciting pit break.
Totally fun and adorable. Yeah, when she comes by, you can't say that like we have to see her at some point, just so you know.
Yeah.
So it's okay to like do a little break and see your new little puppy that's running around.
Absolutely.
So. All right. So Carol says she's found an ice cream container for dimension. So that's cool. We could talk about that all day long.
That's awesome.
Do you know Julia Sengaran?
That's my mom.
Oh, nice. So Daisy and her are watching.
Oh, Daisy is her cat.
Oh, that's so funny. All right. So is everybody ready? Does everybody have their pets in close range or on their lap? I'm so jealous of you.
Oh my gosh.
Cute little kitty. And I love animals.
If you've got a pet and you're in the chat, let us know your pet's name.
Yeah, shout out. Yeah, exactly. Shout out to all the pets out there. Feel free.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, Shanti, I don't know if you want to do a recap of yesterday or kind of jump into what we're going to do today as well. We will be having an artist spotlight as well, so that happens in 90 minutes. You can check out that tab there, but we'll be reviewing it, and Shanti she's going to rip it to shreds. She's going to rip.
Gosh.
Oh, she's going to go to town on. Just kidding. But again, just to highlight, just kidding. Just to highlight you in the community, basically, because we're not doing it to hear our own selves talk. We're doing it to hopefully benefit you guys. So
yeah, and I love the artist that we're going to spotlight today. She's really incredible. So excited for that.
Sweet. That's awesome. All right. Well, I think everybody's ready. Pearl has 3 rabbits. Hershey, Melly, and...
Is it Carol Pearl?
No, it's a different Pearl. Pearl Lamsley. She has 3 rabbits, Hershey, Melly, and Mallow. That's fun. Juniper, a Malamute. Keep them coming. That's so fun to read.
Oh, Juniper's such a great name.
Hey, we a derivative, since we are sort of building ice cream branding, do a spin like ice cream for pets or like dog ice cream. Is that a thing?
Yes. It is a thing. Yeah, you can get puppuccinos and you can get puppy soft serves. I think it's just without the sugar. So it's mostly milky.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. Well, I'll let you take it away. You have 90 minutes and we just get to be impressed by you.
All right, let's do it. So if you weren't here yesterday, I would suggest maybe after this, going back and having a look at the process, but I'm going to do a bit of a skim preview so you can catch up just for today. So we're doing Meltdown Moments. It's an ice cream branding, really simple techniques. We've learnt a whole bunch already, which I'll talk about in a second. We did research yesterday into all the other ice cream brands, figuring out what we needed to keep on our label and how they work. Then we did some ideation. We played a question game, we did some mind mapping, we came up with flavor names, then we looked into possible ways that we could develop our graphic elements. So there's some mood boards that show them. And then we jumped into Illustrator. So that's pretty much it for the brief. And then I'll take you into Illustrator. Oh, also, happy 30th birthday, Alex. My background just for that.
Nice.
Her Zoom birthday party is right now. So I'm missing it, so I have to do it.
Oh, yeah, that's so nice of you.
Okay, so we've got die lines, and we explained die lines and die cuts. We had a look at them. So if you want more information, just check out the 1 of 2 stream. We made our graphic elements by warping type. We made color palettes and learned a lot about what color palettes were already out there, developed 3 of our own, and then we applied them to our graphic elements here. Then this is sort of where we got off yesterday, where we were looking at how packages use patterns in a way that makes it really usable. So there's all these different versions, and our content would sit in these little containers. So we got to here where we had sort of settled on a container. We've got our individual patterns that are from those words, and we've got a bit of a color palette streaming through. So from this stage, we're going to jump to logo design, which I might just take our little tablet with me. Okay, so I've got examples here to talk about, and it's really good to just always have something near you, see what works and see what you might want to try and what you might want to avoid. So we've got Haagen-Dazs, Talentini, Halo Top, Van Leeuwen, and Ben & Jerry's. I've been looking at quite a few of these regularly. Now, there are a couple of these logos that do have ice cream in it. So the spoon or this cone here, Ben & Jerry's is a bit variable whether they have that ice cream cone. You don't need to have an ice cream cone because it's an ice cream brand, but go ahead if you want to. What I am seeing is that it is really typographic based most of the time, and sometimes really, really simple. Because we're doing logo design in probably half an hour we're going to do this, we are going to keep things simple today and keep it in the typography only realm. So there's our options there. There's a lot of clean sans serifs. There's also some really cool lettering versions here. And then we wanted to look at Ben & Jerry's. Ben & Jerry's have their logo that works just on a straight horizontal. They also use it in a container and they bend it. They can stack it, and they also can revolve it. I also think this is their logo from the 1990s, and I really enjoy this photo effect.
Yeah,
it's
that's
bringing. Look at that.
That's very much like sort of create outlines. Type of.
That would have been state of the art.
Wow, good find.
Yeah, I like the historic ones. Okay, so automatically I'm feeling like let's get some type on the page. Now you can sit there and thumbnail. Because we're in this digital realm, I'm going to kind of do my thinking and my thumbnailing here, just right in front of you. So we've got to get Meltdown Moment. And already I have a good font. But I'm going to, actually, let me just backtrack. Before you get going, always make sure that you know what the idea behind your logo or your brand is. So I'm going to write down in maybe just a more regular font. Sorry if I was getting some scraping sounds through to you all. I'll just adjust it. So I'm going to write down my logo idea. And we were talking about how it follows this shape of turn that frown upside down. So let's write that. Okay. And this is not something that needs to go on the pack, but it's an underlying driving force for my decision making. So when I'm doing this, I know that I want it to be positivity, a little bit cheeky. I know that I like those curves. So let's pick appropriate choices just based on those. So we've got in here, let's have a look for some fonts. And you can just scroll down. I might actually keep that one, that's really handy. And see what else is out there that maybe works with what you're doing. So that's interesting as well.
Yeah.
Highly stylized.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe we'll do one more. What else can we find?
And this is what most Illustrator files should look like during this stage. It'll get a little messy, like I know mine do. Like stuff's everywhere.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's okay.
It's definitely okay. This is part of the process, is like trying a few things and seeing whether, and there is a gut feeling to it, but normally you can, if you think about it long enough, figure out why you have that gut feeling. So I had a gut feeling here, I had a gut feeling there. And if you figure it out, it's more just that we've got curves going on. And I think that softness really suits our brand. Okay, so I'll just leave it at 4 because otherwise I'll have too much to work with. And we'll zoom on in.
Welcome, Debdeep from India. We also have a couple different people from different places. Oh, Dominican Republic,
Nice.
MACH. So feel free to jump in and say hello. Hi from New York. Good to see you, Nikisha. Awesome.
Nice. International crowd, welcome. Okay, so using my initial statement of turn that frown upside down, I'm going to do the obvious and just see how it looks, which is I'm going to grab Meltdown, I'm going to grab Moment, and I'm going to flip it around. And it may not be the most clever thing, but it's a start, and then we can keep going from there. Maybe we grab it, we turn this back around, and then knowing that it's about melting down, perhaps if we go ahead and outline this and grab the edges of this M and melt it down, and we remove this M, we've got another sort of interesting thing to think about. So Meltdown Moment. You would have to come in here and clean this up. So there is a lot of dealing with thicknesses that may have changed. Maybe moving that anchor point.
I do. I like that font.
Yeah, it's really nice. I think it's their best new rounded, and I think it's an Adobe one.
Nice.
Okay, so we've tried a couple of things already. This is fun for me. I want to see what happens if I can do it with this guy. So let's bring him down. Maybe I'll change things to caps and see if that feels a bit different. Cool. Meltdown Moment. Now this one might be a bit more interesting to try and melt, so I'm going to go Command O. To outline. Command O just outlines it and turns it from type to shapes. Now how do we do this one? So I'm going to isolate just these and bring it down to maybe about here. And then this one will probably need a bit more of an adjustment. And we'll maybe go up to it and minus out the anchor points that we don't really need. And try and get our spacing to look a little similar. So that in itself could be its own icon. You can see that working across it. I would have to remove this M because otherwise we've got too many M's. All right, so these focus more on the whole meltdown and like coming down from the frenetic, anxiety that you had. This one has more of the turn your frown upside down. So I think we should try a little bit more of that. So I'll grab our next font. Maybe we'll change this to uppercase.
Yeah, let us know what you think in chat. Want to welcome Fergie as well from London.
Welcome, Fergie.
Yeah, the one you just did, the last one, has a slight retro look to it.
Absolutely, yeah, retro vibes.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah. Okay, so thinking of the frown, and also in the brief, we saw a lot of rainbows and like suns and things. So I think this arc is a good idea to try for, especially because we have got the arc happening on our label, our container. So let's bring out old warp and see what we can make. So maybe just a regular arch, perhaps. And then maybe we see what it looks like, a bit more smiley. Maybe we, I mean, in the whole warping idea of it, this is kind of interesting.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah, that's pretty, yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah, so we're just like trying to get something that has the right vibe. And then also turning that frown upside down. So it's there, that feeling is present. And then let's grab my next font. Okay.
Michelle really likes that one. That's good.
Dude, that's great.
Yeah, the curvy one.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, look at this. Turn that frown upside down. It almost becomes like a kiss.
Totally.
Looks like some lips, maybe.
Yeah.
That's sort of fun as well. And then, as opposed to warping, you can also look at using a type on path so that it doesn't actually warp the font, but it just puts it on whatever curve that you would like it to be on. So I might even use the curve that is on my little thing here. Okay, so
yeah. Oh, nothing. Just, I guess as you go along, people are interested in the fonts you're using too.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to know the names?
Yeah, somebody's curious. People like that melty one. They're like, that's a groovy font. What is that one?
This is amazing. It's Cheee.
Oh, Cheee. Yes.
Yeah. And
do it. Yeah.
I'm going to. I will.
Oh,
let's do this.
I was so excited. You know what? I was like, I've been searching in my spare time while talking to you. I'm like, there's a variable font that looks just like that, and you're using the exact same font, so it's perfect.
Yeah, I love Cheee. And for people who don't know it, it has two versions. So it has Wowie and it has Boogie, and you can sort of see that it does different things with the weight.
And and it does more.
What does it do? How do I do this?
It should go to your I'm not seeing it under character. You need to go to the variable font slider. So can you open up your properties panel? Just go to window properties.
Yeah. Window properties. Yep.
So this is everything. So select the font. And then go to the under character, those. Why is it not?
Oh, I might not have the latest version.
Okay, so there's another version. They did a variable version of it, so you can control how much it's melting, if you will. So you go really 70s or more conservative 70s.
I love that. Thank you, Type Foundry, who made that.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving me the name. I'm like, oh, it's killing me. I can't remember the name of that font. There's another one called Climate Change, and it does the same thing. It goes from thick to thin, so you can take it to the year 2060 is how they categorize everything.
Yeah.
And then it's like a polar ice cap melting. The font kind of melts away.
Oh.
And it's called Climate Change or Climate Crisis font. Yeah, Climate Crisis.
I love anything with a bit of a idea behind it. I like that they're trying to get a message out there.
Totally. But this one's super.
It is beautiful, isn't it?
Fun.
Whoops.
Do you find like with really decorative fonts, like you can push them to a degree, you know, and then sometimes they just get too illegible.
Yeah.
Like that's the only tricky part is like you could push it too far to where people won't get it. Which again is why I'm happy that that one has like multiple like styles or weights to work with. But,
well, they're display fonts, and I mean, do you guys all know about serifs, sans serifs, and display fonts, and when you shouldn't use them? So just knowing that display fonts are really, really full of character, they're so cool, but you can't really put too much content in them. They're great for a headline, maybe, like what we're doing. Can also work on a logo. But if we wrote an entire story in this, people with eyes would get really tired having to read it.
Yeah, thank you for saying that, because people might not know the difference, or that is a display font, for instance, or what that is. So thank you for, you know, you're definitely not going to write any sort of description with that sort of font.
No. All right, so I've just created a little rainbow. Okay, let's get out of this. With very quick working, knowing that I have my turn that frown upside down, make it a happy day. You don't need to get the entire idea into the logo, but it's nice to have a touch of it there. I'm going to just settle here for a second and then bring my label down. And it's just about testing. So you've made some things, let's test them, see if they can work. So let's start with, okay, so this one was kind of wild. So can we use this in here? So it kind of has a good central alignment. It could work. I might actually expand it so that I can play with it a bit more and give it some space. All right, and then let's have a look at our color usage. Because I've got this balance thing going on, I think this could be maybe pink, and then this could be maybe cream. And I've got some space around there to play with, so that's one thing.
Love those colors, like how you inverted that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go, Meltdown Moment. Can we use this one? Let's expand it. Pop it in pink. So this one probably will struggle a little with the shape we've got, but it could just sit in its own area, and we put a bunch of information down here. I mean, you can also change how the container works. So maybe I have a tab that comes from the bottom and the top of my carton, and I split this up. So that I've got Meltdown, and then Moments. Yeah.
Nice.
Quick playing.
Fun ideas. This is like the fun part. Just like do stuff.
Yeah, because we've just done a whole bunch of work in the last in the last session, and now let's have a bit of a play. So let's maybe this one. Let's expand it. Let's see how this works. Pop that one off. Okay, so that gives me a lot of options as well. I might have to match the curve a little bit better, but you can imagine how it would work.
So you're working on kind of like that pill shape. Are you like married to that pill shape?
I am, because I have a plan, but in this moment though, I would test it. So let's do that, because I think that's a really good learning thing. So if we've got this, let's pop it here and grab this one. bring it to the front.
Oh, that's fun.
All right. Okay, and then you can do the old, like pop it in your mock-up and have a bit of a prototype session. This is like one of my favorite things to do, just to be like, am I doing something right or wrong? Command S. Give it 1 second.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you're doing like 3D, it's like the render. Like this is kind of a rendering to see how the final product will look.
Yeah, absolutely. And so actually we just learned something really valuable there. Having it too close to the top, because a carton the lid sits over the carton. If it's too close to the top, it's going to cut off. So this might be a slightly risky move to take on, but it's also a bit of a fun idea. It's just saving. So we'd have to adjust. Okay, so it could happen, and I kind of like how it creeps off the edge here. So that's an option, a quick one to look at anyway. Okay, now we know we want to use Cheee, so let's go for it.
Everybody likes it. Everybody's like, are you like, were you a raver? Like Alice, like when you were a kid? I don't know if I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we were having a reminiscing moment about festivals and things because, you know, we can't do them right now. And it was, what's your favorite festival moment from your history? And mine was dancing in the boiler room to Groove Armada, which is a very old groove. Well, not that old, but very dancey.
And is the Broiler Room a place in New York City, or like where is that?
Boiler Room was it was part of a festival called Big Day Out in Australia.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
It was. Do you have a favorite festival memory?
What? So that's interesting. Like, to answer your question, no.
Like, okay, let's move on.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been to Coachella or like any of that. Like, it's so interesting because I don't know. Are festivals big in the US? Like, we have some major ones.
Yeah.
I feel like we should have more festivals, more summer festivals. So yeah.
Yes, I think there will be, you know, how we're expecting the Roaring 20s to turn up, because once lockdown is, it's safer to do things.
Yeah, or look out world.
Yeah, we're never going to stop.
Although I guess the closest thing would be like outdoor concerts are like a blast where you can kind of you could dance in the grass or chill or like that sort of thing. So that's what you do when you as you get older. You're like, what can I do while sitting down? I'm kidding.
Are you though?
Yeah, am I though? Like, so true. It's like I start out the day, I feel like I'm in my 20s. Then I hit my 40s about 4 p.m. You know, I'm like close to death by 9 p.m., just so you know. So,
wow.
You know how it goes. Like during the day, I feel like a new man, but
yeah,
you know how it goes.
I've learned to really appreciate a shady spot.
Yeah.
A nice breeze. A good night's sleep.
Oh, you know what? Who I saw last outdoor sort of festival, like a concert, was Vance Joy, who was Australian.
Oh, yeah, I love Vance Joy.
At McMinimans if you're from the Oregon area, McMinimans are all these like, they have hotels and venues and all this bars and different things. So anyways, it was outdoor at a McMinimans hotel area like thing. Anyway.
I think Vance Joy won something in Australia called Triple J's Hottest 100 once, and that's what launched his career.
Oh.
Yeah. I saw him that year that he did that, and it was so cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, he's awesome. Super, super chill.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fascinating.
I am on autopilot again. Okay, so let me explain the things that I'm doing in front of you. So I popped in my font and that logo in the same way that I'd sort of created it. But then I thought, we've probably got more options here to use the label in an interesting way. And we actually get to bring in that turn that frown upside down idea into the label itself. So I'm playing with that. Seeing whether
I really like this, like what you're working on right now. Yeah. I mean, it's all cool. Continue. Because you made this stuff and that's pretty cool. That's getting pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then even if it starts to suck or you start to push things too far, sometimes I go in a big circle and then I kind of end up, and that's an encouraging point because you're like, oh, this must be kind of like the right way to go because I've explored all these other options.
Yeah, it's okay to go on design tangents, try a few things back and forward. Okay. So, all right, I think I might prototype because I like to just see what's going on. So let's take this one off. Oh, sorry, I'll lock my Illustrator in place. Actually, when you do little things like this, don't get rid of them. Just always duplicate so that it's there if you're like, what was that thing I tried? Ooh, this is huge. Bring it down.
I think you have a plan for something in the center too. I could be wrong.
What? No. I'm just gonna keep her blank. Okay, so let's test and see how this is going. Whoop. Hit and shift. Mm-hmm. All right. And then see it on the package.
Go, like the render.
While it does that, let's change some colors. All right. Okay, it's starting to look a little bit like something. So I know I need to scale down my oval just a bit, but it's coming towards something I'm feeling in my gut, at least, that it's on the right track. Okay.
For sure.
All right, so I think we'll move on, but do know that this meltdown moment, it may just be a double line stack. It may be straight. It may turn up and around. It's obviously done a curve already. We're going to have something pretty variable so we can use it across packaging and the brand as well. And this may develop and tweak as we go. Cool. Now all right, I'm going to grab my pink. We're going to go over here to our actual die lines, which we haven't seen since the first half hour of the first stream.
Oh, yes.
Do you remember those? And let's bring our meltdown moment across. Oops. Zooming on in. All right. Now we've got to get into all of the detailing. So type detailing, which is what makes a product actually come to life and feel real. So I'm going to get my content and see what I need to put on this package. So content. Right, so we've got global elements need to be the logo. We're going to write handcrafted ice cream for life's little meltdown moments. That's our tagline. We've got the 16 ounces, and then I have a surprise and delight message because I love when packages have something sort of cute that, you know, you turn it upside down and it says like, oh, you are a curious one. I love it when they do things like that.
Yeah, I wonder who started doing that. Was that like, did kind of Snapple make that big with things under the cap or something? Like,
That's possible.
that's, and now everybody's kind of doing it, which I like.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite? Voodoo Val's asking if you have a favorite era of fashion.
70s.
70s.
Yeah.
Cool.
High-waisted pants. Like the 70s, like the disco era as well. I love sequin.
Yeah. Get some polyester in there.
Yeah.
I like eras where they're not afraid of color. Like even in the US, we're just kind of afraid to wear color.
Yeah.
And I wish we weren't. Like why am I always wearing a black shirt, for instance? Why is most of my closet gray and black? But that's kind of where we're at today. That's why people maybe they're drawn. Like Voodoo Val wants a purple zoot suit.
Oh my
God. And I love that. Like that's awesome.
They should get one.
How would your day change if you woke up and decided to put on a purple zoot suit?
It would be better immediately.
Yeah. Like how could it not just change your whole outlook on life? It'd just be fascinating.
Okay, so I've brought in all of my content that will go onto my package, my label. And my thinking behind this is we've got something very character filled. We need something a little bit more neutral to stabilize it and provide some balance. We've done this in a lot of ways. So putting this straight blue bar versus all of these warpy lines in the pattern, it's really great to just try and find harmony in your design so it doesn't go too wild or too quiet. So I have a condensed, and we were talking yesterday about how we love condensed fonts. With condensed fonts, it's always good to track them out, especially if you're using them in caps. I have Baskerville and I picked Gil Sans, but I didn't really pick that at the random. So always go through and have a little bit of a look. This one looks kind of cool too. So I might go Shift O. I'm going to copy this artboard.
Oh, I didn't know Shift O was the shortcut.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Super handy. And let's go to the two extremes. So let's try and build this with a serif because they're very contrasting. I do have things in sort of sections. So handcrafted ice cream for life's little meltdown moments. Seems like it's something that all belongs together. So let's make it an 8 and let's make it auto so we can see it. Don't worry about exactly where it is, but just pop it on there. What I'm trying to figure out is, do I have enough space to work with with all of the content that's about to go on here? And then try and make a plan for it. We need our flavor, of course. So Subway Delay Strawberry Parfait is this one.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Okay. Maybe we'll even put them in 2. All right, we've got the basics there. The surprise and the delight idea, it doesn't, or because it's an extra, it doesn't need to get on there. So let's just try and do something pretty foundational to get this going. And with that, let's talk about hierarchy. So handcrafted ice cream for life's little meltdown moments. I think that, have I got something going on? Oh, I do. That's why I've got superscript. Superscript.
Oh, good call. Yeah, that'd throw you off.
Like, how do I even select anything? So let's put this in a bit of a title case. I think that this could all be one sort of thing. Maybe if I do that, then it's one sentence. Life's little meltdown moments. Let's look at our breaks. Maybe something like this. Obviously, I don't have black. We have blue. Actually, while I'm doing this, let's lock this down.
Caroline just found out what zoot suits are. You are welcome. So
we're happy to have helped. Yeah,
okay.
I'm looking forward to when we can wear outfits a little bit more. Again, I've lived my life in house clothes for a year.
I know. Everybody was like got their sweat game on, their sweatpant game. It's like in full force.
Yep.
Yeah. What do you think, Shanti? Do people wear bright colors in like New York City, or like
no?
Is fashion different? I think it is per city. I feel like you could get away with wearing something a little bit more ridiculous in a big city because most people just ignore each other anyway.
Well, yeah.
That's what I feel like. Going to San Francisco, I could wear the most ridiculous thing. Nobody's going to bat an eye because guess what? You're downtown San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
They're just happy you're wearing pants.
I believe that's the thing here too. People don't want to get in your business, so they're just like, off you go. Yeah, you can wear anything, but I would say the uniform of New York is kind of black puffer jackets.
Okay.
Yeah, most of the time.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
But also the reason, I think one of the things that so many creatives are turtleneck wearing, like black ensemble most of the time, where we have a joke where I work, it's when you put in your art director's outfit. So when we are coming in and we're having art director day, black turtlenecks is the
yeah, got it. Very art director of you. Have some glasses that you don't even need glasses, like fake glasses. Just so you could take them off dramatically and maybe point at things with them.
Yep.
Into it. I'm really liking what you're doing and establishing this like hierarchy. When you first had it in there, I was already judging it. I was like, no, that's not working. I was like, don't go there. But it's you're done.
I mean,
awesome.
It's not going to be the one we use anyway, but it's just like, you got to give it a go. You got to try it out.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, it looks a world better. All these little changes you're making, I'm making it look amazing.
Yay.
The playing with the color, subway delay, being in the cream, like all that stuff, like you really broke it up and looks good.
You give it a little type finesse. One of my favorite things to do is provide little dividers.
Yes, that's a straight up designer.
Go-to.
You're a designer, aren't you? Look at you.
I have done this before.
Good. I don't use that enough, but just a little elegant line.
A little something. And then we'll maybe split this one up because I like balance. All right. So this is like a fairly classic looking, I mean, considering I've got psychedelic lines and I've got the Cheee font, this is pretty psychedelic. We've like calmed it down a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Added some elegance maybe.
Yeah, it's letting you know that in there is not also magic mushrooms.
Yes. Or if they are, they're very good quality.
Yeah, exactly. They're FDA approved, which is everything, but you know.
All right, let's prototype it. Let's see what it looks like, when we look at it on a shelf.
That's the fun part.
Bring it to life. Give it a second. Gotta get that reveal.
Hello, Hernanes from Brazil. Typing in all caps. We hear ya. We hear ya.
Thank you for yelling. Okay, so this, I mildly surprised myself, to be honest. It looks all right.
This is so fun because like, okay, you put content in the center,
Yeah.
but that's not like your main subject. You know what I'm saying? Like you have your hierarchy with the text on the outside. And then, and that's, personally, I think the biggest mistake people make is having too many reads at once. And I get it. The client always has, everything is so important. So everything needs to yell. And that's where the designs fail. And this has good hierarchy. So.
Yeah, hierarchy, knowing what to read and when. So putting things in italics. Oh, sorry, opened the wrong thing. Putting things in italics let people know that it's not the main thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's a subtle signal, and it often means like it's a quote or it's a credit. It's not as dominant as like Roman.
Got it.
Yes.
That's a great, the italic font, the italics version of that font is nice.
Baskerville has, I think, one of the best italics. I don't love it semi-bold, but it has a beautiful italics.
Yeah, so everybody's looks like Fergie's into it. William says it's just amazing. Val says, wow.
Well, that's great. Thank you, everybody. Let's do another one, and we're gonna put it to be a bit more punchy, maybe, and see if we can get some interesting graphic elements to happen.
Hold on, looks like Jessica, did you spot a typo?
Please help me.
Oh, no, a typo. Like, let us know if there is one. I haven't. Oh, Melft. Oh, they did catch it. I'm sorry. I didn't know what you guys were talking about up earlier. Who said that?
Meltdown.
Golden Rose. Thank you.
Meltdown. I love
Oh, yeah, Golden Rose. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
It would have went to print.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We would have found out. And,
oh, yeah.
You know, a month later when everything's on the shelves.
One day, yeah. Make sure what do you have to click? Command I, is it? Oh, Command I? Yeah, Command I to do spell check.
Oh, look, you got it at the ready.
I'm not going to go because I'm sure there's so many spelling mistakes in here. All right, so have I duplicated this one? No, I haven't. So let's go Command O again, and we're going to duplicate our canvas. Escape. Now I'm going to bring in the caps.
That's a good, Viola, that's a good question. So like, what do you do if your client wants you to use the worst font ever?
You try and educate them if you can. So you can't say that font is ugly. That's very subjective. You have to figure out an objective way to communicate why that font shouldn't be used. So I'm going to do this one in some bolder stuff. And I love Baskerville, and the client might fall in love with Baskerville in italics, but you can sort of argue against it and sort of say, on a shelf, that type is going to be too fine for them to read. It's not really your entire tone. So it's about finding reasons why it's not appropriate more than why it's not nice.
Yeah, that's a good call. Just being really tactful with that. Would you ever do a design with that font or with the CEO's like favorite color just to appease them? You probably would, just like you said, talk to them first about why that won't work objectively.
Yeah, but sometimes you have to show them, because speaking about it doesn't work. So if the client is the client, you're not the client, and they're paying you. So you're providing a service. So if they want whatever color or font, what I will do is I will do that thing, whatever they're asking, and say, look at this. I'm not sure it's working. Maybe you should try something like this. So you can't control the process, but you can educate and can give an option. So being like, here's yours. Here's this way that I think we should go. And most of the time they go, oh yeah, okay, let's do that one.
Yeah. And like you said, like at the end of the day, you're getting paid by the client. If the client wants X, you got to kind of put yourself aside. You're like, yeah, maybe it's not going to go in my portfolio.
Sure.
But if the client's happy, then I'm happy. You know, I guess it's kind of a win. I don't know.
Yep. It is. And yeah, we're a service. And if we weren't a service, we end up just being art. Not that art is a job. I love art. But that is the differentiation between design and art, is that design is problem solving for an actual problem, and art is more self-expression or expressionism. It's not really solving something, it's telling something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. You're here solving a problem and being articulate enough to explain the problems that you're solving and how it does it with color and fonts and layout. Huge. It's a big thing. If you wanted to explore your emotions, well, do that on your own time. Oh, jerk.
Yeah. It's hard to learn though, because though design is a service and it's problem solving, because it's a creative outlet, you do put a lot of yourself in it, and there's an element of your taste, and if somebody doesn't like it, then it does. Especially in the early days, you can feel a little confronted by that.
Yep.
Yeah. I remember being a bit heartbroken when I made something and went for a pitch and it got pretty much slaughtered, and I was like, oh.
That's why, going to art school, doing those little portfolio, even doing portfolio reviews here, yeah, you know what, people aren't gonna like all your stuff. It's a good, you're getting paid, so calm down. I remember, I just think about this a lot. I remember getting this girl this job. I got to work at a television network, a startup, and it was an awesome job. I give a friend, she gets a job through me. She could not handle being a commercial designer and would freeze up and cross her arms anytime somebody judged her work. I'm like, I'm sorry, you're not. She lasted 6 months. Jeez, lady.
It
anyway
is tough, and you do get thick skin as a creative, right? You just have to.
Yeah.
Even I don't go by the rules of threes anymore, but I used to. But the old rule of three is every brief that you had, you would present 3 concepts. I do that far less these days. But that just means, by the rules of averages, 2 out of every 3 ideas you have never see the light of day. So
yeah.
It's an interesting thing to think about.
It is interesting. And I feel again, when you're a younger designer, you might present a company, you'll feel the need, I'm going to go ahead and present 10 logos or something ridiculous a number.
Oh.
But then as you get older, more seasoned in your career, you're just no, just 1. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I know what. It's funny. I feel like that's kind of what happens is you probably have more confidence. You're better as a designer. You're not just throwing a lot of things at a wall, hoping that, do you like this one? What about this one? I'm not sure. Go to the next one.
Please don't do that, guys. Don't give a client 10 versions of a logo, because it screams that you don't know what's best, and they're not sure that you know, so they're going to. This is when you'll get a Frankenstein, where they're like, well, I like the thing of this and the thing of this and this on that one, and then they merge them together.
Yeah. And then, and also don't, another thought is well, I'll present this one and it will make this other one look better. Don't ever pitch anything that you don't want getting picked. To make something just don't do. And exactly like you said, it's almost like they're trying to please you, by the way, when they say, oh, mix these 2 designs. I'm kind of I like both of them. You're so good. No, that's not the goal. Just pick one. Why do you gotta?
Yeah, you're messing up.
I personally think there's always something to learn in those scenarios.
Yes.
Why did they like one over the other? And it's you probably ask the right questions to really figure out what's going on and the direction to go next.
Yeah. I only do 2 options, and I make sure that, but I would be perfectly okay if either of those options were chosen.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Good call. Michelle says great tips. Into it.
Good.
Let us know if you guys have any questions with Shanti Sparrow. This is day 2. You can always capture day 1. And if you're joining us elsewhere, go to behance.net/Adobe Live. And let us know any questions you have. And a time check, we only have about 35 minutes before we do a portfolio review. or artist
Artist spotlight.
Yeah.
They're gonna make it.
We're gonna rip it to shreds. Just kidding.
No.
Hey, you want to be prepared for the real world? We're gonna rip it to shreds. We're gonna say, go back to the drawing room. This what I just did in the meeting with you is what I want you to do actually. No quiet scenario.
Well, the person that you're spotlighting today was an ex-student of mine, so she's gone through my art directing.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, it sounds like you know her, and I wasn't sure. I don't know if you just reviewed her portfolio, but she's a former student of yours. Oh, this will be good. We're gonna rip her to shreds.
Never. I would never allow it. Okay, so I've got I'm going on autopilot again, making some lockups, seeing how the type works. This time I found like a way that I could maybe use the extra information. So a bit more clean and classic, and then here, and then I've got this hole here. What am I gonna do? So my thought on this was the rainbow and the sun. And if you weren't here yesterday, it might actually be worth me bringing up our mood boards. Remember this? Very sweet. Life has no meaning. Rainbow. Oh, love him. And then we've also got suns and things turning up. So the brighter day, a new dawn. It's gonna get better. My little secret message is, tomorrow will be a better day. If not, we will be here for you. Okay, so I'm trying to make this ice cream like your friend. And I'm going to create a bit of a sun because I've got a sun space.
Do it.
Okay.
That would be awesome. Valder, I'll let you create that sun. I don't know if you can create and talk at the same time.
Yeah. Yep. Go for it.
You're like,
we'll see.
Oh, I've been doing that for the past 2 days. But what's the biggest challenge when you first started off in your career? What was one of your biggest challenges? Just
getting my foot in the door. I think it's pretty similar to most people, right? You graduate. There's a lot of people who graduate every year, and you're just trying to get a shot to prove yourself. I graduated in the global financial crisis. So it was really, really tough. And I would send out, 50 applications to all of the jobs, just hoping for a chance. And, it was a good day when I got a rejection email. It was a bad day when I heard nothing. And I think a lot of students and graduates reach out to me and they're feeling that at the moment. So if you're feeling that, make sure you know that you're not alone. But just don't give up. And I know that's like trite to say, but don't. Make passion projects like this. Go and make your dream ice cream packaging. Just keep producing work that you want to work on. And then think about design in a global sense. We no longer have to be in New York City to do New York City things. That's what's been so cool about the way we've changed working. So reach out to, if you're in New York, reach out to a studio in Cali.
And you never know, like you really have nothing to lose. Reaching out. And I think just going the extra mile, like even if you get that rejection letter, like you respond in a kind way, or if you have an interview and then you just do a kind follow-up of some sort that makes you stand out. It's that, I don't even think it takes that. It's just like that little 5% more that other people won't do that could really push you over the edge. I think about my personal career. It's like a lot of the things that I would do on weekends and just in your own spare time that just gives you that little edge that really starts to add up over time.
Yep. And making genuine connections as well. So a small bit of advice, don't go in asking for a job. If you're making contact with a studio or a creative or someone you admire, that's a yes or no question. Are there any vacancies? Yes, no, done. Go in and ask them about their process. Ask for your own portfolio to be reviewed. Start a conversation because they may not.
Yeah, I like that. And just ask them advice. Who doesn't want to be considered an expert and who doesn't want to talk about themselves? So just call them up. Hey, can I interview you? Is also a good method. I do want to show you something since you're doing this half sun. Can I show you something kind of cool?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Just take one of those and just copy it and put it to the side.
Yes.
And this is like, by the way, like brand new.
Oh, okay.
We'll take a look at the repeat tool. So with that selected, go up to object and then go down to maybe not. We gotta get your Illustrator updated. It's fine.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Oh, I've been playing with the repeat tool on my iPad.
Okay,
so I know what you're saying, and it is incredible. I actually was planning on doing this using maths, but because we started talking, I was like, screw numbers, I'm going to do it by eye. It was going to go
look
on
at
a 30.
how good it looks.
Yeah, it was going to go on an old 30-30-30, but we didn't do that.
You know what's funny is I'll be doing like a demo and I'll be like, oh yeah, there is that feature. I'm still doing things from the way I used to like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm the one that do the demo video and then I turn around and forget what I just demoed. How do I do it? I'll reference a video I did. But so just, and it's awesome that basically you're playing with it on the iPad. That's now in Illustrator on the desktop.
No, oh my gosh. I was just really wanting that to happen.
Yep. It's an Illustrator on the desktop. So just update Illustrator and it'll be under the object menu and you'll be like, cool. And then the tricky part is remembering that it's there and not doing it the old way of doing a rotate and repeat or who knows what.
All right, I put it
thank you for this. Also blend tool and then end that line. Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
Drag this center point and then rotate it degrees. You guys are good.
I really should have done the rotate by 30 degrees.
Everybody gets it. We were too busy talking about giving career advice.
It's
almost more important.
Okay, cool. I think we're coming to the end of this one, and I'll do a quick prototype. Make sure I'm feeling it.
Thank you, Deb Deep and Uriel and everybody.
Thanks for helping me.
Yeah. That truly is like the amazing thing about doing these Adobe Live sessions is the audience is pretty smart.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, what about this? I'm like, oh, you guys are good.
And also pretty intimidating. But that's okay. All right, I'm feeling this one a little bit more than I was feeling the last one. It's stronger on the shelf and I've got more things to play with. So let's bank this and then look at the other parts of the packaging.
Uriel gave you a compliment. You made it just look more hand-drawn by doing it by hand. And that's what you were going for, right?
Yes.
Good
Perfection. Thank you.
Adrian. Nice.
Okay, so we've got, let's do this one. Bring this up here. I can see it. Okay, so the lids of ice cream is pretty interesting. Obviously, it's just a bit of a circle. They don't require too much information. Some lids are just like the little icon. Some are just patterns. Some have lots of information. So we'll do a couple and see what works for us. But obviously, feel it out for yourself.
Nice. And that's the lid, right? Mm-hmm. You have two. What's the circle above it?
Well, these were the locked in place so that you know what the canvases go to. So this is an actual canvas that's exportable versus this is just a shape.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Want to give a shout out to Davis Clifford, who graduated during COVID last year and got a job with a great company. Congratulations.
David, that's amazing. Good for you. How did he do it?
Davis. Sorry.
Davis?
Yeah, Davis Clifford. Yeah, let us know. We'd love to hear more. And shout out to everybody if you're looking for a job. Hey, don't be spamming the chat with your portfolio, but would still like to hear about where you're at in your journey. That's all. We're all just trying to get better, just compared to ourselves and not compared to anybody else.
Mm-hmm. Might
So
not.
the lid'll be fun.
Yeah.
I want you to put on the bottom and inside of the container, like, I can't believe you ate the whole thing.
Oh my
Or
gosh.
something. Which not really, but I'm like, I can't believe you ate it in one sitting.
I'm no food
not
shaming
really.
here. You
I
guys
know.
eat that container. You eat that container.
Or congratulations, you did it. I didn't know. Congratulations, you did it in one sitting.
You do you, boo. All right. I just realized that I needed maybe my secondary brand color to come in. Too much pink going on. Put the meltdown in it. Okay, meltdown moment. Let's make it big old round. I could do the rainbowy one, but I might just do a circle for now. And then let's make it a bit smaller.
Oh, good. Deb Deep's prepping for art school now. Ah, so excited for you.
Good for you.
It's going to be like the best years in your life. Yeah, you're not going to get any sleep, but it's going to be amazing. You know,
Get sleep,
and at the same time, like, if you're also getting lots of sleep, I feel like you're doing it wrong. So just not really. You know what I'm saying? You learn to sleep. Just you're young and in art school, you just get 5 hours sleep. You're fine. That's just what you do. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm giving bad advice.
Okay. Shall I counteract some of this? Find some balance in your life.
Yeah, but find some balance.
But I will say that, like, I have pretty poor balance, but I approve of other people having better balance than me.
Yeah. I think balance happens as you get older and you realize, hey, maybe it's not all about your career and there's other things in life. So it's like, you almost, through experience, you build in more balance.
The trouble is, when you do a creative career, sometimes it doesn't feel like work because it is creative and it is actually your expression. It's your outlet. So it's hard when you've got a vocation like doctors and teachers and things like that. It may feel like your purpose, not just your job.
Yeah, you're right. Like if I was a plumber, I'm not like, even if I loved plumbing, I'm probably not going home and doing plumbing at home or whatever.
Yeah.
But with creative stuff, you're like, who doesn't have a side hustle that they're also doing, even though they work full time? Like, everybody's doing that.
Love a side hustle.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just, I made just a really weird, fun one for kicks and giggles. Because the old psychedelic type that happened, so I decided to go with it. But I'm going to put one in that has the actual flavor as well. So what is it? Subway delay.
You know, with the Cheee variable font, you could have the most stable one on the outside and then have it melt more and more. Is just, don't do that because you would need the variable version.
Okay.
That would be kind of fun and trippy.
So have they got it where the top is the thicker and the base is the thinner? Because you'd need it for that.
No, it's their main one, and I did paste a chat earlier.
Awesome.
And I can always send it to you. You get this. You control the yeast, so how thick and bubbly it is. The gravity, so you take it from balanced to heavy on the bottom. Is how it works. And then you can add temperature, which will give you these little drips. I'll show it to you when we get into Artist Spotlight, just for kicks, before we switch back to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or even taking all that text and then doing a twirl on it. I don't know. Whatever.
Oh, yeah. You could go ham on this.
Just go ham on it.
I try, but I always end up trying to align things mostly. That's okay. All right. Doing something different here. What I think I might do is try and get a bit of that pattern into the lid as well. Let's bring this over here, and I'm going to clipping mask it.
Continue to do your thing. I'm just reading chat, as they're talking about career advice. Thank you, Davis, for sharing his story, which was all about also, you know, working all of his connections through LinkedIn, Indeed.
Good advice.
Don't be afraid to apply for jobs. You know, think outside the box, stuff like that.
Okay, so just on that, my first job I got because I applied for a job that I wasn't qualified for. I was just so desperate that I applied for a midweight position, and I was very green. I was very new, and I didn't get that. But I think 3 months later, they needed a junior, and my resume was just sitting there in the discounted pile, and they called me.
Nice.
I'm sure every person in recruitment is like, don't listen to her.
You know, Adobe kind of has this internal policy with HR that they don't want to hire somebody with that meets the, I'm not saying they always do this, that meets the job description perfectly, because then there's nowhere to grow into that job.
Yep.
To your point, hiring somebody that kind of grow into that resume or job description is their advice that they have. So
and maybe transform it as well, because they are not quite exactly it.
Yeah.
All right, I made a lid. I didn't speak through it particularly, but you can see I'm just working with the curves that I've got. I did a clipping mask to get a little bit of the pattern in there. All right, match this up.
Fergie loves the pattern, and it looks great introducing it on the top of that lid. In just the right amount too. It's almost like the proportions are the same on the top as well as the sides.
Yeah, I hope so. So then, went to the wrong program. Go stick that there. Okay, so I know that my lid is going to be the pink. I think we decided that before. And let's make my background the pink that I need it to be, or maybe orange. All right, cool. So I'm already seeing this, and I can believe that it is something, and it will look cool on a lid. So maybe I'll bank that and leave that lid where it's at. Okay, and then we're here to our single cup. Paul, how many more minutes? So how long do I have until I should stop this bit?
Yeah, you have about 17 minutes. And,
I can do this.
Sweet. And we could always cut back to you because we'll probably have time after reviewing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. I am a speed designer. Let's go.
Oh, that's a good point, Annika. Just bring it up. It kind of looks like a fingerprint on top once you put it in a circle. Or maybe it's this pod. So interesting observation. Cool.
I think it looks a little bit like a planet. Yesterday we were thinking about what would ice cream for aliens be?
Yeah.
I think this has a little bit of that. It kind of looks like Jupiter.
Yep, I could totally see that. Yeah, and then Jessica's asking other creatives that you admire, people who you maybe follow that you admire.
Oh my God, I have a crush on everybody. Shauna X is an incredible illustrator. Jade Purple Brown, a really great illustrator. I love Deepa Shanbag does some amazing stuff with a directory of creative women of color. She helps match people up. Who else is there? Mr. Dazzle, ZZ Pang. He's really fun and a big personality out there. When you see them, you're going to realize that pretty much they're all bright, bold designers. I love that.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at Ziping Zhu.
Yep.
ZZ Design. Yeah, into it. Okay.
Yeah, he's getting more and more into movement and 3D rendering. Love it.
Yes. That is very cool. And of course, Shauna X, we've worked with her at Adobe.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we've had her do some stuff. And then, of course, Jade Purple Brown did the splash screen currently in Australia.
Oh, of course she did. She's, I love everything. She's merchandising, I see. I watch from afar all of the cool stuff that she's making.
Very into it.
Who are you admiring these days?
Who am I admiring? That's a good question. I mean, I have friends that I admire that we're kind of all on our little journey together, if you will. So I typically talk to Anna McNaught a lot, or Anna McNaughty. She does more Photoshop stuff. Megdal Lopez as well. You might be interested in Luke Choice or Velvet Spectrum. He does amazing. Again, he does 3D, but he does a very graphic approach with bright colors. So you would probably like his stuff.
It sounds like I would.
Yeah. I love 3D tools in the hands of graphic designers, you know, or even After Effects in the hands of graphic designers.
Yes. Oh, actually, speaking of the person who did the ice cream design that we talked about yesterday, Anthony Wood, he does kinetic type things as well. He's a designer who is using design in After Effects.
Okay.
Really cool.
See, I'm really getting in, I'm getting into After Effects again, and then also of course, like 3D is an area that I'd love to get into as well.
Me too.
Also, I kind of missed his session, but we had, I don't even know how to say his last name, Marco Oggian, Oggian. Again, another person I know you would like. I have to send this to you, Shanti.
Good, please do.
Was a guest, and a lot of bold work, and has started doing some things with motion, and I know you'll like his stuff. So I'm bookmarking all this to show you.
Thank you.
When I can share my screen, just so you know.
Yeah.
Also interested in your favorite people, if you want to let us know.
Yeah.
I love Malika.
Malika Fave. I have her book. I want to buy all of her prints. She did an illustrated Kama Sutra, which sounds very raunchy, but the way that she did this in a graphic sense is so beautiful.
Sounds fascinating, actually. It really does. Yeah, you and Caroline Surratt have a lot in common. She mentioned her, or Malika. And,
same tastes. Yay.
So, and this was asked earlier, like, is a degree needed to get into design?
Look, I'm probably going to sound biased. But I don't believe so.
Okay. But you work at a school.
I know.
That's not the answer I was expecting. So.
Okay. All right. I sound less biased, do I? All right.
Yeah, you sound totally less biased. Yeah, I thought you were like, of course, go to school. I'm a teacher. Do it.
Oh, you know what I've done? I've written Meltdown. This is what happens when you're talking.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. Somebody, yes. Thanks.
Thank you. Oh my God.
It's a smart object.
Yeah, we're fine. Don't worry.
My personal opinion is I will probably hire the person who went to art school over the person who didn't. It does come largely down to the portfolio, but at least when people graduate from a school, I don't even care if it's a sociology degree. I don't care. I just want to know that people can turn in things on time. Like I can't really tell that with a portfolio, you know. But I know they can show up on a regular basis and turn in assignments if they have a degree. I guess that's my only, in defense of a degree. I don't know.
Okay. All right. This is how I feel about it. In terms of a degree, if you're really young and you don't know what you want to do and you want to study more broad things, go for it. Do it. Education is wonderful in every single form. Have that time to explore and be young and be with like-minded people and grow. if that's not what you are, if you're an adult relearning, you don't need to do a 4-year degree to prove anything. You've had a life, you're doing things. I don't understand. Also, there's a money barrier to this, and I believe that education should be accessible. So I don't believe that you need a degree. I do think you need training and mentoring. That's the thing that you need. You need to know realistic things. So getting a certificate in something is absolutely fine. Like doing courses is fine. I judge people and will hire people based on whether they can communicate to me that they've done something for a reason, that they've got a concept, that they can do more than just one thing, they can roll it out. So it's about being a thinker. So you don't have to give up 4 years to do it.
Yeah, no, that's true. And like considering the average adult changes their career like 3 times in their lifetime, or some sort of average, like, yeah, it's kind of expected. Yeah, you're just getting into design after having a career in something else.
Yep.
I agree.
But they're grown adults. And I teach adults, and I teach people who are change of careers, a lot of it. And we do an intensive course. It's not a degree course, but they make such kick-ass stuff. I swear, it's amazing. So do what you need to do, and they get employed.
Yeah. And honestly, like I graduated in 95, with an illustration degree. We were doing airbrush back then, working in an early version of Photoshop. So which is really cool, but just the fundamentals of design and color theory and all that stuff. That's the stuff that's lasted.
Yeah.
Nobody has asked me to do anything to airbrush the back of their jean jacket lately, which is kind of a bummer. So. Anyway.
You bring it back.
Bring it back, baby. I would rock a freaking tiger on the back of a jean jacket.
Like, airbrushed. Can you actually, you can do it freehand? No.
I was into that. I would make metallic type and stuff using airbrush. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Airbrush was kind of cool back then. And then 3D.
It still is.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. Yeah, totally. I had graffiti artists in class too, which were pretty cool. Using spray cans.
Still cool. Okay. I'm getting, I've done a little tub. I can go back and vocalize what I was doing, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory at this point because we've done all of the hard work and I talked all the way through it.
Yeah.
So now.
The last one is the wrap, right? Oh, there we go. Okay, you're pasting it in. Sweet.
Yeah, we are. And, actually, I put the wrong one. Let's get just this. So for this, I believe that all rollout should be different. I like things when they change up. So for this, we're going to do a bit of a raw edge, where it like, woo, and it doesn't have the blue. There we go.
Fun.
And it's still recognizably the brand.
Totally.
Yeah, and then see here we've got a raw edge, it's the brand. Then we've got the cup and we're using the logo in its own little different device. So how can we use it in an arch and not the big capsule? And then we've got our lids, and that's slightly different in form. And of course we've got our package.
Very nice.
Yeah. How did I do for time? Because I can jump to another color.
I'm doing a little light clap. Looking amazing. I love seeing all the iterations. Any comments? Everybody's still talking about school and all that stuff, which is awesome.
That's fine. Talk about school, because I think that's important. And I really care about talking about that stuff.
More importantly, Christine did a ton of jean jackets on the back of jean jackets in the 70s. So I would love to see that.
Yes.
But yeah, really into this. I'm kind of curious, so this was like one flavor. So just to do a time check, this is like 5 minutes before we kind of jump into a portfolio.
I got it.
But I'm also kind of interested in just seeing what it looks like for a different flavor.
Yeah. I'm going to roll out mint for you.
Ooh.
And then if we come back to me after the artist spotlight, I'll talk about inverting in case you're doing like a vegan range or something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
They did request ham flavored ice cream, but I think we'll do mint.
I refuse.
Yeah, exactly. We know when to say no, which would be now.
Ham flavored.
Just kidding. We were just talking about going ham on a design or whatever.
Ham.
Like ham flavored ice cream. That would be like all in the acronym HAM, and that's your everything but the kitchen sink flavor. So everything's in there. Maybe ham too. I'd love to eat the ice cream.
Everybody after this, treat yourself.
Yeah, they're ready for it to hit the shelves. Looks amazing.
Oh, guys, you're all so supportive. Thank you so much. It is nerve-wracking to do things like this. It's wonderful when people are kind.
Yeah, it's so encouraging because like they don't have to be. I don't know why I'm always surprised when somebody's nice online, which it's sad that we're so programmed to expect to get ripped to shreds.
Yep.
So who knows?
It's the curse of putting yourself out there. People can judge, but the people who are judging are often the people who are too scared to put themselves out there. So remember that.
Yeah. And then honestly, I think graphic designers are very like I don't know, like emotionally like in tune, like socially really good. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Like you're sensitive. You're sensitive. You're in tune with what's hot, what colors are hot. You know how to talk to people. You have designers. I think graphic designers have a lot of social skills. You know, you also have like sort of like illustrators. This is me putting people in buckets because that always works out well, you know. But like illustrators,
let's generalize.
Let's making sweeping generalizations because nobody will get offended at that. But it's very much a social sort of design thing because you do it. You have to have your pulse on, you know, what's hot and what's out there and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Absolutely.
I've met the shyest people that are like illustrators, and the more outgoing people tend to be like the graphic designers or communication designers people.
Illustrators are pretty shy. I think type people are fairly confident. I don't know why.
Oh, interesting. I don't know too many type people, but I find them very exact, like the programmers of the design world, like very into the details of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. They're picky.
Yeah, which I appreciate that because I am not. Like, I'll be like you. This would be littered with the spelling errors.
Oh, I'm sure this is currently. I just called my company Meltdown.
And nobody caught it for a bit. Actually, some people did catch it in chat.
God, I'm typing again. I'm sorry if it happens.
Here.
I did it again, see? Oh no, now it's a thing. Meltdown.
So embarrassing because you know the person who notices is the person who walks up to you and asks, is like, oh, this is like within 2 seconds. You know you misspelled that. You're like, freaking, I outlined the type. Okay, let me scroll through this Illustrator file because I know the...
I banked my live type somewhere. Yeah,
your live type is off canvas somewhere, trust me. Because you're like, what font did I use? What was that size? So yes, you have to have empathy. Very well said, Uriel. As a graphic designer, empathy is important, and you're sensitive, like you said. Like we're putting ourselves out there. Like and people know that you're, you know, somewhat sensitive. So they're like, hey, you're doing a great job.
Well, empathy is the number one thing you need to do. Things like UX design, right?
Yeah.
So that's intrinsic to what we do.
Yeah, very true. Yes. Life's too short to run spell check. All right, spell check.
I don't know.
I'm gonna wait till the last minute before I show it to the client. Then I'll maybe run. Then I'll check it.
Oh, wait till you've got your digital
You know
proofs
how it
from
is.
the printer.
It's all like a PDF. Yeah, exactly. Like it's kind of almost too late. Hey, they're not letters, they're design elements. You know?
I mean, I'm glad everything has a spell check on it now. When I was younger, I'm pretty sure my parents were called into my year 4 teacher's class because I was such a poor speller.
Oh, really?
And it was like a thing that they needed to talk about because how could she go anywhere in life if she can't spell? It's fine. I've just, yeah.
Huh.
It's also like maths teachers saying, you know, you need to know how to do mental arithmetic. You won't be carrying a calculator in your pocket all the time. I'm like, yes, I am.
Right.
I am all the time.
Yeah. But still, I to this day have a problem with fractions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm literally like the other day, I was like, I think I finally understand fractions. Because you want to be able to do it in your head because you're thinking about like, what's the percentage of if I did this, what do I owe in taxes? And what would that be? You just, I don't know. Anyway.
Oh, taxes.
No, way to bring the room down. Sorry about
that. Is the tax deadline here yet?
It got pushed to mid-April, I think, for the US. So
thank gosh.
All right. So yeah, it's about that time. I know you're doing your tweaking. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So don't do anything yet as I click share screen. We're going to dive into the artist spotlight, as you can hopefully see on my screen in a moment. Here we are. Fantastic. You can check it out through or submit yours through the artist spotlight tab, but we are celebrating. I don't know how to say her name. Oyinkan.
Oyinkan. Yeah.
Okay. Oyinkan Kurunwi.
Yep.
Awesome. Founder of Aseda from Lagos, Nigeria. I don't know if she is here. That's always awesome, but
I'm not sure. I hope she is. A little backstory on her is that she's from business law. So she's somebody who changed careers, like I was speaking of, such an analytical mind, incredible thinker. And then she decided to make the big jump to graphic design from law.
Wow.
Pretty brave. Yeah.
Yeah. That's not even like, design adjacent. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, it's one thing to do landscape design and get into graphic design, but wow, from law, well done. Fantastic. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen this. I've just clicked on, and it might take a second for it to update, but or if you have it out, but I clicked on the treats for ufologists. This is fun. Gosh. Was this a school project?
Probably. Student brief. There it is. Right? See, this is what my thinking is.
This is fun.
Oh my God, this is perfect to show right now.
The only thing that's missing right here is I would love to see if the alien was handing this person an ice cream cone. That'd be like, oh, that's adorable.
Oh gosh, look at the back of that, how it's got a floating ice cream.
Yeah, yeah. Very cool. Oh yeah. Into it. Well done. You win.
Yes.
Smart and talented as a designer. Stop it already.
In her, there's a project called 0101. If you go back.
0101.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's
go to 0101.
So this was her major sort of project that I saw her do, and she went into so much research and so much thinking. And it was about handcraft in Nigeria. So she wanted to do something about all of the incredible crafts that were there. And they're all handmade and like leather work, basket weaving, all of this sort of stuff. And people see it as not something of quality and luxury, and she wanted to elevate it. So she came up with the concept that it's one of one. It's the limited edition. There is only one that can be got, and it's always special. And she made it high fashion, and she painted all of the things. So just seeing how she pulled it all together and ran it out, I was so impressed.
Yeah. Well done. Like, focus on the selling point, it being sort of handcrafted, one of one, like you said. Well, good job.
Yeah. She's a really incredible thinker. And I think that she wasn't long graduated before she founded her own studio, and it's rocking along in Nigeria. She's making heaps of stuff. I think the link is on the Behance if people want to go and see her studio.
Oh yeah, I'm still on the one, which is like fantastic, down to like the shopping bags which are really good. And I love it when they do this, like you put a different color on the inside of a bag or something. But either way, yeah, you win. She wins. I'm probably gonna be working for her one day.
I will too. I will happily work for her.
Oh man. Yeah, very sharp. So let's go. I'm gonna click on the made by Aseda.
I think it's Ashida.
Okay, yeah.
So she founded this studio. I feel like it was like a year after she left, and it's booming. She's doing big projects. I know that she did.
Wow.
I don't know if Atmosphere is there or whatever, but have a look around. It's beautiful work, and part of it is that she's helping educate the new creatives in Nigeria and bringing a voice over there to graphic design.
I love it. I love her website. Website design is amazing. It doesn't look it doesn't look like you can, buy this template, if you will. It's amazing. It's cool seeing, even just kind of talking about a portfolio, using yellow as a dominant color and through the whole thing. So like, I feel like art schools, like, yellow is such a powerful color, use it sparingly, but this totally works, right? It's like the right yellow. It's not yelling at me. It's toned down, and how you dial that in is just amazing.
Also, it's really reflective of Ogenkan. Like, she's the color yellow.
Oh, good. That's her brand color. Oh, I want one of those.
Yeah, she's so beautiful and positive and happy, and she brings everything to a project, and I just feel like she suits the yellow.
Yeah, that's awesome. But also knows how to create based on the project she's working on. So I'm looking at the Canterbury International School. Which again, I guess I would like to. Oh, that's beautiful. On the notebook. Oh, here we go. This is what I was looking for. Sort of like what it looked like before and where it's at today. So that's kind of what I just scrolled to.
Modernization, but still keeping that heritage there.
Yeah. And again, she's not using yellow. Maybe it doesn't even look like her style, for instance. You know what I'm saying? It's like it seems appropriate for the project she's working on.
Because she's a designer, and that's what we should be doing, solving other people's problems.
Yeah. Yeah, kept the original elements in there. So yeah. Different versions. I could see you doing this, by the way, as of course a designer and her mentor.
I don't even know. I wasn't her mentor. Another teacher here, Alan Barber, was her mentor, I think. And yeah, I vaguely I remember Oyin Khan, when she was in previous school, was told like not to be an artist, not to pick up a brush, and so she didn't do that, because it's always that thing if you can't make money doing that. And she came to school with us, and Alan is incredible at getting people off the computer, and got a paintbrush in her hand, and then she created such wonderful things.
Oh, wow. I love it. I love it when people surprise you like that.
She surprised herself, and I think that was like a turning point as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, all of this work is all things she's done. She didn't graduate that long, but all things that she's powered through and created this whole company. Yeah, I'm a big fan. And I'm just so proud of her.
I can see why. I mean, there's like this is all just like straight up, just she's just like nailing it. I'm just in the real estate consultants PDI. There's the yellow, but it's totally appropriate. Yeah, it works for this. So, this is clever branding too. I know you might be looking and it might be delayed a little bit, but
That's okay. I'm seeing it in a little thumbnail. But I can get the idea.
Yeah. But PDI, like having the messaging and then just highlighting a P and a D and an I within that title line.
Yeah.
As the name of the company.
Oh, actually, do you have her hands there? Because there's one beautiful project called Atmosphere that I think we would be remiss. It's that first one.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, have a look in there. So this is a bar, and apparently it's got the longest bar in Nigeria, in the country, I think. And yeah, she managed to do all the illustrations, the logo mark, and then the whole fit out.
So yeah, she did these illustrations and branding.
Yep.
Food by Atmosphere. Oh yeah. Elegant. Yeah. I would, I can't, boy, this is like, this is for a serious date night. It's a date night place.
Yeah. I believe it.
Yeah. Very cool. That must be fun to do like a restaurant. Yeah. Clever use of the menu. Like, menus change. Like, good job. Put it on a clipboard. Illustrations to frame it. Icons for each category topic.
Making it ownable so it doesn't look generic.
Yeah, exactly. Very cool. All right, she wins.
Yeah.
She wins. Follow her work, everyone. Wow.
She made the Behance profile just because I bothered her to, so that we could show her.
Oh,
so
good. Yeah, we'll make sure.
Go start her following.
And she didn't just slap stuff up there. Like, this is a whole. she's actually kind of outlining what this project's about. For each project has a paragraph on what it is, which is cool. I'm looking at U-Skin now.
Ooh, I didn't know that one. That's cool.
That's fun. A little psychedelic. Oh, I love that foil wrapping on that Night Glow cream and these bottles. Yeah.
Yes.
Good font. Look at that.
That font. Image treatment is hot. I love that.
Yeah, that is really cool. And really fun. Lots of motion. Cool font, right? Can we talk about that? That's cool. Everything is. That's fun. She's amazing.
Yep.
Can we all agree in chat? She's like, okay. Oh yeah. Viola loves how proud you are, Shanti. Like, you're so proud. So
I'm proud. Yeah.
Oh, Oinacon's, she's here. Oh, she's in chat. Hi. She says Shillington was amazing. Such incredible support.
Oh.
Pretty easy when you're so good at everything you do there, it seems like.
She's not a hard student to teach by any means. It's
not like she was a troubled student at all.
No, you just like help point her in a direction. Off she goes.
So good. She's even every little detail. Like, I don't know. I'm just into it. I don't know what to say. Feel free to follow her, get impressed by her work. And yeah, top tools used. I've not seen this. This is a neat little, maybe that's new that we've updated, but either way. Oincon. Am I saying her name right? How do you say it again?
Oincon.
Oincon, you are amazing. And we're just happy you're in chat. You do great work. Cool. Check out your website. I want to know who created your website, how all that is done. It's awesome. Like, everything is good. So anyways, enough going on and on. Just want that rub off on us. What you got going on. So that's cool. I was going to click over really fast just to show you the Cheee variable font really fast.
Yeah, please do.
I don't know if there'd be a delay in the screen or not, but this is what I was talking about. This is literally on v-fonts.com. That's where you could find a lot of these variable fonts. And this is what it is. You'll literally have these controls in Illustrator and Photoshop. Yeah, let's give it some yeast. Gets all bubbly and big. And then we'll add gravity to it. Loop, right? And even if we add less yeast, you can probably notice that gravity even more.
Yeah.
So you were kind of like in here. And then temperature, should make it drip. Melt. Hold on. There we go. The one below it, version 1.3, that's the melting. So everybody can kind of see that.
Wow.
So yeah,
this is cool.
We're just like, oh, that's a fun little scroll bar. But they're making these individual, each ligature for each use case. So this is a lot of work, right?
Yes.
So it's not like a fake bold that we're somehow enhancing. They're literally making a different font for this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool. I also wanted to share with you, Marco Ojan was on our live stream, and I thought you'd appreciate his work as well.
I do.
Right?
Yeah.
Nothing like somebody picking their nose.
Yeah. Oh, look at all the movement.
Look at all that. Oh, sorry. Let's go scroll past that Instagram one.
I mean, I sent you to Mr. Dazzle, and it's a bit like that too.
It gets a little funny. So anyways, we had Marco with us, and I just wanted to share that with you. That's all I got.
Love it.
So those are your resources. Yeah, so just so you know, Jessica mentions the yeast and typography. You can control that even with the Climate Crisis font. That's the other one, Climate Crisis typeface by Hinsing Sanomat. Anyways, we already pasted this in chat, but this is like, you actually, they do it by years. So as you scroll through the years, the type will start to deteriorate.
So is this a changeable name? Like yeast isn't an actual typographic term? Because I've never heard that before.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's the equivalent of like an italic or bold. So that's what they get to call the slider whatever they want.
So they're like going like bread. So it, like bread yeast, I'm guessing. So that it explodes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So this one, what they did is they go from 1979 to 2050. And that's sort of the scroll that they have for it. So that's what they named the scroll bars, like the years.
That's really clever.
Anyways, super clever. Into it. So yeah, now you know. Now you know hopefully many things. Oh, free download as well. So there you go. And that's all I have for you guys. You guys have any questions? Let us know. And Val pasted in a link. I don't know what that's about, but anyways. Yeah, Shanti, I'm gonna go ahead and switch back to you. That's about all the things I have to say.
Yeah, for sure. Is it on me?
We'll give it to you in a second.
Okay. All right. Hey.
All right, we're back. God says yes.
Yes, the producer in my ear is helping us out. So I did make everything in a mint version just to show that it does work and it's flexible. The last thing I think that we can have a bit of a look at, and I'm glad we found the time, is just about variability in terms of not just flavor, but types of ice cream. So if we popped this one here and it became, oopsie, let's get this. What is it? Reduced calorie. So the diet version. We can then, and it's still strawberry parfait, it's all of that sort of stuff, but then having a look at how inversion of that color can then help people understand which one they're picking up. So you might end up with something like this. And then if we also had a vegan version, maybe. Maybe it swaps over and it could be pink, it could be cream. Okay, orange. Orange is something that we haven't used and it's a brand color.
Or like another crazy thought is to have those swirls.
Swap it around.
Yeah, and I was thinking like make the swirls below, instead of having that be a fill color, have it be an outline.
Oh my gosh.
Do the outline color of that.
Let's see what that
I don't know
looks
if it's
like. I have no idea what it will do. Shift exit.
You might have to be inside of
the thing.
Yeah. Oh shoot. Yeah, I don't know if it's now try to flip it.
I mean, let's just see.
Yeah,
there's like maybe a few little issues in it, but also it's a thought, you know? So let's scamper from there. So we'll maybe grab this one. We could perhaps get this blue, make it white, and then we could go through and fill all of the white bits, which I probably won't have time to get to.
I like this though.
Yeah.
I'm really loving these cream and orange and pinks together.
It's really harmonious.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll leave that there. So then, yeah, there's lots of little bits and pieces that you can do. I would probably have stuck more in here. This does make a big jump, but don't do it for the standard flavors. Do it for things like campaigns. You can take a bigger leap when it's like the summer campaign or a special flavor or a limited edition thing. You can make bigger changes and play with them like that. Cool. Yeah, so I was gonna just show my finished mock-ups actually. How are we going for time?
You're doing great. Fire them up.
All right, and then I'm gonna show you my dog.
Yeah, we gotta see your dog for sure.
Yeah. So this is obviously I did these before, so we may have made some different decisions today. But here are the two products together. We've got our cone. I made a different decision today. And then this one's important just to look at stackability because we want shelf presence. I like the fact that this royal blue has added such depth. It feels grounded. All of it's going to line up really beautifully in the fridge. And those colors are working together. So this is about shelf presence.
Very cool. And by the way, this all says ice cream. So even if it was in another language, not a problem. Like I still think the design alone says, oh yeah, it's ice cream and not.
Yeah, this is ice cream.
Not a canned meat.
Got our lids. And then, have fun with mock-ups out there. Get something melty. I thought this was fun that it melted from Meltdown Moment. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it. Which is cool.
It looks amazing. It's so fun seeing these comps Yeah, and not over designing, because even for the wrap of the cone, really simple. Like, I like how everything is contained in that little badge.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all just like
works. When you have wild graphic elements, you do need to figure out that harmony, that balance. And by the way,
I love how you put everything on the top of the lid, because I've noticed at some stores there's you can only see the top of the lid. And there's your doggy. What's her name again?
This is Harriet. Hi, Adobe Live.
Aw, Harriet says hello.
Yeah, she's 5 months and she's had a nap.
Oh yeah, she's just the cutest thing.
Yeah, she's been a good girl. I was worried.
She likes hanging out with you.
Yeah, she's my new under the desk design dog.
Ah, so nice. Adorable. Harriet's adorable.
She is. She's good. A little terror, but she's good.
Yeah. Well, how old is she?
5 months.
So and how long have you had her?
2 months.
Okay.
Thank you.
Gotcha. Yeah, she's just still like a puppy, right? Yeah. I don't know dogs' ages, but yeah, bound to be a terror. That's their job.
She is a terror.
But adorable. Everybody's like, yeah. Adorable. Yeah. They don't know what's sweeter, that puppy or the ice cream.
Yeah.
I would say the puppies.
Yeah. The sweetest thing about her is that like her breed is a Chiweenie. What a great name.
Yeah, Chiweenie.
She's a dachshund Chihuahua.
Oh, she's so precious.
She is.
Well, she seemed pretty chill, even though I'm sure she's scratching up stuff. She's like, "Hey, what'd you expect? I'm a dog. Of course, I'm gonna scratch things. Yeah, I'm gonna bite that thing over there. I don't. Sure, it's the wall. Yeah, I'll bite it."
It's her way.
Yeah. Well, awesome. So cool. Yeah, we're down to like our last 2 minutes.
Yep.
Feel free to ask ask questions.
Ask away, and I'll just like color scamper as we go.
I like that people are chatting up now that we haven't heard from. Like Paloma is like in love with her spots. Like different people.
Thank you.
Joey, everybody's kind of like, now chat is active. Chat's like,
I should have brought the puppy on earlier.
Yeah, you want to get the audience's attention.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
Just have a puppy on your lap.
Well, I mean, go and make some ice cream based on puppies and dogs. Her color is chocolate and tan dapple, and I feel like that sounds like an ice cream flavor.
Chocolate and tan apple for sure. That was good. Everybody's really in the stream. Such a great stream. It's a great way to end it. Even Gus Martin had a lot of fun as well. Well, that's awesome. We're happy to please. I know Shanti did all the work, but you're awesome. Like, this is really cool. Obviously, again, like we said, you all get credit. Just credit from us. Like, good job for the past 2 days. We'd love to give you full college credit because I seriously think this was like a college course. I mean that in the best way possible. Okay. You know, it's like so cool. So into it. Run with it.
Yeah.
Make your own brand. You did, and I loved every second of it. I'm sure everybody can agree. So catch 1 and 2, by the way. Catch yesterday's as well. Bookmark them. Follow Shanti. You can click an info tab, but follow her on all the social medias. We certainly appreciate her. Thank you, Shanti. You've been amazing.
I love coming on Adobe and spending time with people, designing. So, yeah, it was my pleasure.
You had a good time.
I did.
Good to hear. We didn't scare her away.
No.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Shanti. Thanks, everybody.
Hey.
Have a good one. Stick around. We got more Adobe Live up next. We have a XD Daily Creative Challenge. So stick around. Oh, Harriet. Bye, Harriet. So cute. Thanks, everyone.